Billwood Properties, premier partner of the Rupertwood Football Netball Club.
Welcome to episode 12 of The Tank. I'm Ed Whelan. On tonight's show, we'll be reviewing all the results of the weekend's games against Centrals and catch up with 50 gamers Xav Quinn, Luke Borg, and chat with Jake Sutton, Brock Landt, and their experiences in far north Queensland. 60 Seconds with Feet returns and we'll bring you up to date with all the things going around the club. We also have an injury update from our wonderful medical staff. Okay, on with the show.
And in the footy, Rupertwood 8-7-55 defeated Melton 4-6-30. Nick Grigg in his return game, 5 goals, and Johnny Barnard best of field sees the boys move back to top position on the table. In reserves, there was a draw, 5-5-35 apiece. Jaden Bailey 2 goals and a best of field, and the boys sitting fourth on the ladder. And in the under-19s, Rupertwood 8-11-59 defeated Melton 4-3-27. Jake Sutton, Brock Landt and Connor Frantic Glenn 2 goals apiece, and Ben Ward best of field.
Alright, here with Nick Ash. Would you like to talk about today's win against Melton Central?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good effort by the 22 who took the field. Obviously had a few injuries over the last few weeks. Had Todd and Nash captain this week and obviously captain last week, so they're 2 from 2. Brought a few blokes into the side and thought they all performed really well. And our best clubman for the day, or best teammate for the day, went to Damon Sereni, which was really good for him. Played a really solid game on their captain in Aquilina, so it was credit to Damon.
Griggy's first game back, 5 goals. What do you think of that?
Yeah, Griggy's been really good. He's been up here for 3 games now. Obviously, the game against Riddle, I think he hurt his hamstring in the first 2 minutes of the first quarter. So yeah, you can virtually write that one off. But the 2 full games he's played, he's kicked 7 and 5. So he's been a really good presence up forward. And obviously, we've got a pretty good forward line with yourself and Luke Cannon and a few others down there. It's it's working really well.
Big game this week against Diggers. Anything to say about that?
Yeah, massive game. I think it's the first time since I've been at the club, in the 3 years I've been here, we're actually going to be playing Diggers at Diggers. So they're always pretty hard to beat at home, or pretty hard to beat anywhere, but obviously they play their little small ground over there quite well. We look forward to getting up the training track on Tuesday and Thursday, training hard, and really looking forward to the contest. Obviously they're 1 game behind us and they're still to play Romsey as a catch-up game, so I think we've run the same amount of losses as each other. So I think this will really go towards who finishes in that top 2, top 3 sort of scenario come the end of the year. So I'm sure we'll work hard and I'm sure we'll give a good account of ourselves on Saturday.
Thanks, Ashy.
Done.
Welcome to the Tank, Xav Quinn. Congrats on the 50 senior games against Centrals on the weekend. What do you do for a living / study?
Well, I'm at uni. I'm studying aerospace engineering, but besides that, I'm working as a container packer for third-party containers.
Okay.
Keeping me busy.
Tell us about your Rupo journey to date, especially with your family name so important to the club.
I was basically born into Rupertwood, Dad having so much to do with the club. So I started at Auskick down on the soccer oval and then just transferred into under-9s, went all the way through juniors with all my mates, and then just progressed into the 18s, into the seniors, and so basically the same route as everyone else, except I guess, had no choice with Kevin Quinn, I guess.
What is your nickname around the club?
We got a couple, I think. On the footy trip I had Quinoa, called Zufra by a couple of guys, but mostly just Quinny, the easy one.
Who gave you those nicknames and why?
Dean, he gave me Quinoa, obviously for Quinn. Quinoa spelled Q-U-I, like Q-I-N. And Zufar, I think, came from the cricket club, and I think DK might have brought that over a little bit. Oh, Quincy's another one actually, but I think that's also from the cricket club. But,
bit of a long weekend one as well, with the red wine.
What's the name for that one?
Quincy.
Yeah, that's where that probably came from.
Favourite memories from your time at the club?
Loads. I think I find some of my best memories are just some nights at training where there's been pretty intense nights and the guys have really got around each other. A lot of them are leading up to finals, especially, mostly probably in juniors. Played a lot of big finals in juniors as well, so a couple of prelims and grand finals were a lot of fun. Yeah, enjoyed it.
Before you go, who would you least like to room with at footy trip and why?
I don't know. I don't get along with everyone reasonably well. I think Louis is a little bit messy, but he's alright. I get along with him, but yeah, I'll throw him in.
Throw Louis under. Alright, thanks for taking the time to speak with us, Quinny. Your family is important to Rupo, and we wish you a long and successful career.
Thanks, mate.
Evening, ladies and gents. This is the injury report from Paul Ross. Injury-wise, 2018 hasn't been our best season so far. But on the positive side, the long-term injuries we've had should all be right for finals. Chambo, unfortunately, broke his arm against Riddle. Ozzy broke his wrist. And Putty is just suffering from general soreness. Kane Murphy, unfortunately, last week before last against Lansfield, had a common injury, mostly suffered by wrestlers after being subjected to a flying suplex. But he should be recovered and playing next week. A couple of calf injuries and some general soreness, but the rest of the crew are going pretty well. So, all in all, it's been a tough start to the season, but we should be right coming towards finals time. See you later.
Okay, in the netball, second place Rupertwood 60 defeated Centrals 34 in A grade with Amy Starzer and Hayley Matthews amongst the goals. Best on court was Claire Johnston. In the B grade, top of the table Rupertwood 49 defeated Centrals 28 with Lucy Bettina scoring 32 goals and Emily Katona judged best on court. B grade sitting in first position on the table. In C grade, Rupertwood 32 defeated Centrals 30. Danielle Scardamalia 18 goals and best of field. The girls currently sit second on the table. And in the under-19s, Rupertwood 53 defeated Centrals 10, with Hannah Keane scoring 32 goals and Emily Katona best of field. The under-19 girls sit in first place on the table.
I thought he walked back saying he was ready. Tonight we welcome Luke Borg to the show. What do you do for a living, Luke?
Done a bit of everything, but I'm an electrician apprentice.
Yeah. First year?
Yeah, first year.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, it's good.
That's good. It's good. Tell us about your Rupo journey to date.
Well, I actually played all my juniors up until under 18s at Sunbury Lions, so grew up hating Rupo.
Naturally.
And it's quite ironic I ended up here. Yeah. I guess why I came across. Went to school at Rupertwood, got all my mates here, and as you get older you want to play footy just for your mates and whatnot. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Single/spoken for, name and details please. Do you have a girlfriend?
Oh right. yeah. I got a missus.
Yeah? How long for?
It's coming on 3 years now.
In it for the long haul? First senior game was against who, and what are your memories of the day?
First senior game was in my first year when I came across, and it's my first game for the club as well. We played Summer Kangaroos, and probably the memory that stood out was me getting cleaned up pretty well and coming out with a black eye at the end of the game. Yep.
Expectations of the remainder of the season?
Well, we're sitting pretty strong now, but across all teams actually. So, got to have high expectations. I think we can all there's no reason why we all can't take the chocolates. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thanks for joining us, Borgie.
No worries, Ed. Thanks, mate.
Morfab Engineering, Platinum Partner of the Rupertwood Football Netball Club. Pinnacle Print Group, Platinum Partner of the Rupertwood Football Netball Club.
Gives me great pleasure to welcome a couple of our under-19 stars to the tank. Welcome Jake Sutton and Brock Landt. For those who do not know, the boys represented AFL Goldfields in a carnival in far north Queensland last week, playing against AFL Cairns and AFL Mackay/Townsville rep sides. Both our boys won a Best on Ground honour, and Brock was awarded Phil Collins Medal for Player of the Carnival. Jake, tell us about the trip and highlights.
Yeah.
You can grab it if you want.
Thanks, man. So it was a pretty good trip. We stayed in Cairns for the first 3 nights at Nomads and played against Cairns rep side. It was a real rainy day out there, pretty bad conditions, but we got the win, and that was good. Then we headed down to Townsville, and about a 4-hour bus ride, and we ended up getting up by about 180 points against Townsville, which was pretty good.
Thanks, Matt. Brock, anything to add? Special memories from the trip?
Well, it's just good to meet the boys. You get along with them really well and you form connections that you'll probably know them for the rest of your lives, and you're just bumping into them further down the track, so that's always a good thing.
That's good. Brock, to win the medal would have been a special moment for you. Can you share any thoughts about the medal?
Yeah, it was pretty emotional actually, because his son Tim Collins actually played with us, so I got to know him pretty well. And so he actually turned into a pretty good mate of mine, and he presented the medal to me, and it was just pretty emotional actually to win it.
Well, the future of our footy club is in great hands when you looked at the talent sitting beside me today. Congrats to all the Rupo guys, and our support for you, and we're proud. Thanks. BT is coming to the tank Wednesday, July 18th. $30 a ticket. Get along to what sure is to be an absolute cracker of a night. Tickets available through the club. Don't forget the dinner dance on July 28th. Get your tables organised and booked as there are limited numbers left. See Lauren as soon as possible. Also, the Rupo Bonanza is August the 11th with $8,000 in door prizes. See Mazda to secure a ticket as they're selling fast. After the final credits roll, stay tuned as we have a piece showcasing Villawood Properties, our major partner. Make sure you support all of the sponsors as they are crucial to the survival of our club. Okay, that's it from the tank for another week. Stick around for the RDFNL footy show and netball show with Tara and Yeendy.
BT is coming to Rupo. Oh boy, wowee.
Roving Brian here, and yes, just looking around the rooms. I think I can see someone. We're just going to. No, it's all right. They're not here. Willingham!
At Villawood Properties, we create communities with fun as our inspiration. Not only do we create vibrant communities, we support communities.
3, 2, 1, here it is, we're starting right now!
Whether the ones we create ourselves or the broader community and throughout. We do so with that unique Villawood combination of energy, creativity and community.
Mum, can we live here?
We're about creating environments where kids of all ages can be kids and have fun. We create environments where you can put yourself on life stage and get involved. Our communities and events are places where you can meet your heroes, whether sporting heroes or superheroes. Where there are no barriers to fun and where you can fly high, where the ordinary and the everyday becomes the extraordinary, and where belonging and entertainment are the rule, not the exception. Villawood Properties. Live a fun-filled life.
This place is the best.
G'day and welcome to another big edition of the RDFNL Footy Show. Thanks to our friends at On Time Delivery Solutions. My name's Yeendy. I'm joined by Jordan Doyle, the RDFNL Operations Manager, who has been put through the ringer this week. Coming off the bench to give us a chop out, mate. It's starting to get pretty exciting with the upcoming round.
Yeah, looking forward to a big week of footy, Yeendy. It's as you said, the RDFL season's really starting to take shape, and the ladder's nice and tight, and there's some crucial matches this weekend.
Before we start talking about the games coming up this weekend, you touched on the ladders. We did have the announcement this week that we've got the finals locked in the bag with over at Clark Oval at Sunbury and Romsey. I think it's a pretty exciting time. Good to have the venues locked away.
Yeah, it is. It's something that we try and lock away about this time of the year, and all the club presidents filled out a survey towards the end of last year on how they wanted the finals to shape up in 2018, and that's been replicated by what we've decided upon. And the two venue final series is what we've been keen to pursue, and Clark Oval, we're happy that is their grand final venue, a neutral location, and I think it'll be a big crowd later on in the year.
Yeah, that's definitely right, mate, and you can safely look at those venues now, regardless of the weather and the traffic the grounds get. Those grounds will hold up just fine.
Yeah, we're pretty confident that we're going to have a ripping final series, but let's get into round 12.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And we've got some big games coming up, and we'll touch on Rockbank and Romsey. I think you're going to head out that way and have a bit of a squiz down at Ian Carey Reserve, a lovely venue out there, and not a bad ground out there too. This is going to be an interesting contest for Rockbank, who've come off a game where they would have wanted to win or felt like they probably should have won, and against a team like Romsey, who are coming off their best win of the year.
Yeah, well, Romsey had a resounding victory over Broadford, and as you said, Rockbank could have got the chocolates, led at three-quarter time against Lansfield, but run out of cattle by the sounds of things. So hopefully those injuries that impacted them late in the game don't carry over this week, and they can put a full side on the park and take it right up to Romsey.
Yeah, definitely right, mate. I think with Romsey, with Jack O'Sullivan, we talked about him earlier on in the week. He kicked 7 last week. He's coming into that sort of good form. This is a day where he could maybe even sort of kick 10 or something to that effect if he gets his confidence up and gets control of the midfield. Because these are the grounds he loves playing well on, and Rockbank can be quite a physical side, and he's one of the more physical, smaller players in the comp who loves to kick goals and win plenty of the hard ball.
Yeah, I think for Romsey, they're going to try and make hay while the sun shines at the moment and try and get those wins on the board, bank them for later in the year. So it's just another super important game for them against Rockbank this week.
For them, hopefully they can build up some confidence. They take on Diggers Rest in a few weeks' time. That is going to be their big game from round 1, which will be interesting. Speaking of the game that you went to, or going to, we'll look at the game that I'm going to, and it's Macedon and Riddle. These two have a great rivalry. I can't remember the last time Macedon actually beat Riddle twice in a season. This is a golden opportunity to do it. The first time you saw some RDFNL footy in your role, mate, was with this fixture back in round 1, and it was a cracker.
Yeah, it was the Pucker Up Cup, and Macedon just got the chocolates that day, just held on against Riddle. So I'm sure Riddle will be looking to fight back and get a win against Macedon this week. They're in great form. Macedon coming off a really good win last week at Whelan, so second versus fourth on the ladder, it's a mouth-watering contest.
Yeah, it should be an absolute ripping contest, and a lot of people around Clubland actually, when you talk to them about who you think they might win the premiership, they put Riddle as the team to beat this year, and I think with the scoreboard says that the Hawks gave them a really good push last week. Any other day, I think that's a pretty positive thing for the Hawks in terms of how they're sort of tracking, and the Bombers probably just needed a little bit of that shake-up just to give them a bit of perhaps a bit of a reality check that they need to play some good footy, because they have been playing good footy in recent weeks, but it was a tough game in the end.
Yeah, and they didn't want to have an easy win going into this big match this week, so to have a competitive hit out against Woodend last week will hold them in good stead, and I think they're trying to go for 9 straight, so it's going to be pretty tough against the Cats this week, but it's going to shape up as a great contest.
Yeah, always a good venue to watch footy as well. And the big boys are in some pretty good form. You've got Liam Reid there from Riddle, Braden Allen in great form, and for the Cats, Tommy Waters has been in sublime form. So we'll look forward to see how that one goes. Broadford and Landsfield, another great game. The Tigers looking for 2 in a row, while Broadford looking for their maiden win of the season.
Yeah, and Landsfield coming off a win last week, they'll be chock full of confidence and probably expected to beat Broadford. But this, Broadford, this is their chance hosting Tigers, and I'm sure they'll be putting every effort into getting the victory this week, and they would have had themselves primed for this contest for a while, I think.
Yeah, definitely, and it should be just an enjoyable game to watch for those that get along for the day, because it's great. We've got this fixture, this round, we've got plenty of games where you go to and you'd be hard pressed to find a winner. I think all games are, barring the one, it's almost sort of a certainty. So I think this one here, I think fans will be intrigued just to see who wins.
Yeah, and hopefully they get a big crowd up at Broadford, and it's a tight contest.
It's been will be a tight contest. We've got Diggers Rest and Rupert's Wood. These two teams met just once already this year, where Rupo got up by 4 points, and Diggers Rest have, I think, have won every other game since and taken on all challenges. Rupo have got a few injuries at the moment to some of the key players, and the Burrows are still trying to find a settled lineup that is filled with tremendous depth. How do you see this one unfolding?
Yeah, as you said, Rupo have, they're a little bit light on for cattle at the moment, but there's a sign of a good side is still getting the wins when they're a little bit undermanned. So for them to keep racking up the victories is a really good sign for them, but it's going to be a pretty tough test against Diggers Rest this week, who are in really good form. So shapes up as one of the games of the round, along with Macedon and Riddle for sure.
Absolutely, mate. And speaking of another contender, when there's a lot riding on the line here, we've got Melton Centrals and Wood in Hescott. The two have met previously under lights, and we saw a great game of footy over at the GGO. The Hawks desperate for their first win in over a month, while Centrals, they've been more than competitive against some of the top sides in the competition. There's still mathematically a chance to win the finals here. How do you see this one unfolding? Yeah, well, both of these sides are probably in the race for that 6th spot on the ladder, and whoever loses this game is going to find it pretty difficult to catch up to Romsey, I think. So massive contest here at Arnold's Creek. As you said, Wood End got the chocolates last time. It was a pretty tight contest, so can't see why it wouldn't be anything different. Wood End have had, as we spoke about earlier in the week, have had a pretty tough run the last month or so, but have shown that they're a pretty competitive side, and even though it'll be a tough contest, I'm backing them to get the win over Centrals this weekend. Should be a great game. Get along to Arnold's Creek if you can. And the final game, Sunbury Kangaroos and Wallen. The Kangaroos, their form has fluctuated up and down a little bit due to player unavailability, injuries, and a bit of form. While Wallen, they would have been stung by last week's loss to Macedon. They'll be so determined to bounce back. Yeah, they will be. Having said that, on paper it probably looks like Wallen would be the side to beat, but last time these two sides went up against each other, it was a really close affair, and Sunbury Kangaroos were the better side for much of that day. Wallen came home hard and got the win, but speaking to some people who were there that day, it was very much up in the air late in the day, so there's no reason why Sunbury Kangaroos can't take it right up to Wallen out at Eric Boardman, and they'll be smarting after their loss to Diggers Rest last week, only kicking 1 goal, so I'm sure they'll take it right up to Wallen. Yeah, you're definitely right there, mate, and I think with the Kangaroos as well, they do play a bit better at home also. So I think it'd be a good challenge there for the Pies. If they want a good hard physical game, they're probably going to get it here, but saying that, they've still got the speed in the midfield to cause a few hiccups, so I think it'd be very interesting to see how they fare in this one. I think, again, just highlights just a great round that we've got, but this particular game will draw a bit of interest. And the Kangaroos, well, they're basically playing for their finals, and so if they lose this one, they could fall out of calculations. They'll want to throw the kitchen sink at this one. Yeah, as I said, Romsey is starting to sort of push ahead in that 6th spot, and Wood End, Sunbury Kangaroos and Melton Centrals have got their work cut out to catch them now, so every game's a must-win for those 3 clubs, and this starts this weekend for the Kangaroos. Certainly shapes up to be a great round of football. Thanks to our friends at On Time Delivery Solutions. George, thanks so much for joining us and jumping off the bench and giving us a chop out this week, and hopefully all goes well for the rest of the season. No problem, Andy. Look forward to it.